Time slips by, unmarked and unknown. Having obtained my submission, the forces set against me are in little hurry to make use of it. Instead, they are busy setting the scene. What is politics after all but theatre? Well, I'm not fucking enjoying this and I'm the main character. It doesn't work like that, damn you. Only when the audience is in place am I summoned to deliver my lines. The presentation hall of the Kingdom of Gwelinor is not so different from that of my homeland. They are both places that people gather to see and be seen, to make proclamations and to apply the combined force of centuries of tradition to all that occurs within. If I were at home, the crowd of nobles and attendants and hangers-on would be freckled with familiar faces, friends and rivals alike, come to witness my humiliation. Here, the knowing eyes are fewer, but I cannot escape the that word. After this, everyone will remember my name, and I shall smite them as they leave. I may have ad-libbed that bit. Oh my god, we have a lawyer. You can tell, because she's the only one wearing back fucking clothing. Madeline Valois of the Kingdom of Wales. You stand here today accused of high felony against the crown of Gwelinor. You have subjected our rightful heir, the Princess Cassidy, to assault and false imprisonment. Where is Cassidy anyway? I don't see her in this crowd, nor Callum either. You have inflicted physical harm upon your master, Oscar of Wales. But Duke Ferrod, he is there, watching me through narrowed eyes. Prince Gaston and Prince Nazagi as well. You have acted on your own and against orders in the pursuit of our own glory, or your own glory, and brought shame upon your country. Hey, well, we're only Wales, calm down. I mean, we may not be liked by the rest of the world, but you're being harsh, madam. I noticed that they are not accusing me of murdering the guard we left outside the gates. Did they even realise there was an assassination attempt? It would be nice if they used some of their resources to investigate the actual threats of the crown. Assigning all blame to me will make it that much more difficult for them to bring charges against anyone else. Unless, of course, that is the idea. To allow their enemies to feel more secure in the hopes that they will overreach. That's a very risky game to play with Cassidy's life. But they haven't even asked for my opinion, have they? I don't think they care. If I get the chance, we're going to storm these down and smite the mighty fellows by saying no. What is your answer to these charges? I admit my guilt and await His Majesty's judgment. Oh. Well, that's dull, because now they're going to sentence you to fucking death, aren't they? You dumb bitch. Oh my god. I forgot what you look like. Oh dear, that's slightly overwhelming. Have you ever thought of losing weight? I mean, compared to the guy beside you, you are... Well, you got a few pounds knocking away, haven't you? And I'm not meaning money. There is a brief outburst of curses and condemnation before King Praederick holds his hands up for silence. As Miss Valois is not a citizen of Gwelinor, she cannot be given the full penalty for treason. She was also admitted to our own lands as an honoured guest, and she is entitled to certain protections of hospitality. An ugly murmur starts to build in the crowd. They've heard what I've done. They don't like the idea that I might get away with it. Thanks to the heroic actions of our son Callum and the page Dolores Orphy, Princess Cassidy has been safely recovered. It is our belief that the greatest harm done in this affair has been to the Kingdom of Wales. Oscar, I can see him standing with the wisdom, his face turned away. Therefore, we will honour our relationship with that kingdom. The criminal will be kept in chains until such a time as she can be returned to her homeland. There she will receive whatever punishment her sovereign ruler sees fit to assign, as is his right. Oh, clever. They've managed to make it look as if they're doing Wales a great favour, while at the same time putting pressure on them. I'm not so paranoid as to believe that the entire affair so far has been arranged to bring about this outcome. Neither I nor Wales is important enough in the scheme of things to be worth so much effort. No, this is simply the result of the great game of politics. A skilled player never lets any opportunity to gain slip to for gain slip by unnoticed. I did think that looked weird, and I still think it does. Unfortunately, my current position leaves me with little in the way of opportunity. Do you have anything you wish to say for yourself? Yeah, go visit Gok Wan, you ugly bastard. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Go visit Gok Wan. With enough wishes, we could put the world in a bottle. No, my lord. I thank you for your mercy and for your wisdom. So be it. Take her away! Oh, well, that actually didn't go as I thought it would. So, this is what all my hard work has come to. Alone in a cell in a foreign land. I have not failed my duties. Oscar is protected. Even Cassidy is safe for now. Or is she? I have known Cassidy only briefly, but it is difficult to imagine the kind and caring princess I met going along with this charade. Well, she may have fucking done for all you know. And neither Cassidy nor Callum was present at the audience. Has something happened to them? King Predrick. Oh, that looks Croatian. Predrick. It's gonna confuse me every time. Okay, now the Croatian's bad enough as it is. Fucking... Have you ever seen how hard it is to spell Croatia in Croatian? It's 8 letters long, there's one vowel in it, and there's also an H, R, and V all together. It's horrible. Anyway. No offense intended to, you know, Croatians, I love you. Yeah, where were we? And his wisdom, Paloma, have shown themselves willing to mislead and manipulate their own children in the past. There may be schemes underway that I have not yet guessed. What of Dolores and yet her mysterious protection? She, too, was not present to hear my sentence. What reward has she received? Probably a raping in a cell. Surprise sex. Perhaps I acted hastily by agreeing to take this fall, but my options at the time were extremely limited, and still are. I'm trapped in here. I need my eyes and ears on the outside, or I can't risk taking any action. But who could possibly come to my aid? Wow, it even gives me an option of people who can come to my aid. Well, Oscar can go fuck himself, because I already told him he can't, so let's go Callum. He might assist me, if anything he has said to this point has been true. That I don't know. I want to find out what is going on, but for now, all I can do is wait. Oh. And so the... Chapter 5A? Really? That doesn't seem too good. I sit on my prison bed, absently toying with my bit of loose string. I am not being mistreated. They've even remembered to feed me. Not pastries and tiger nut milk, of course, but not pig slops either. The amenities don't go as far as to include a bath, but, well, one can't have everything. Brilliant. I must stink, dear God. Isolation is meant to be in its own form of torment. In time, it will be. I know that. For the moment, though, the solitude is peaceful. I've been kept on edge for too long, worrying about my future, worrying about Oscar, watching those around me for signs of violence and betrayal. Now it's all out of my hands. There is a free kingdom in that. Memories, dreams, and fantasies swirl unfettered in my mind, replaying past events and imagining how they might have turned out differently. If I had rushed directly to Callum's room when Cassidy vanished before Dolores had a chance to steal her away, or if I had delayed Prince Callum in the passage to the ball, and he had never taken her at all. See, now the game's just mocking me. It's like, you didn't go here, did you? You bastard. Just silly bastard. But no. I couldn't have stopped Callum from abducting his sister. He'd been planning it for years. He would have never let me stand in his way. As for rescuing Cassidy from Callum's rooms, would that have made any difference? Callum would have still needed to learn what he was wrong about his sister, and his parents would have still been needed to cover up his crime. The roots of this situation run too deeply for any action of mine to have swayed their course. There is a sickness in the court of Guelinor, one which did not end with the death of Prince Caspian. Oh, there is the possibility that someone had discovered the truth about Caspian and Cassidy. No. What will happen to her? What will happen to us? Bastard! Wise Palomar was afraid of something. Some secret being learned that could spell disaster for the royal family. But what? Lost in my thoughts, I haven't yet had time to grow lonely, and thus turn only half an ear to the sound of the footsteps passing my cell door. I certainly never expected that door to be opened. Surprised, I spring to my feet as someone enters. Ah, you! What? He crosses to my side and takes hold of my shoulders. Why did you do it? Do what? He can't be talking about my kidnapping Cassidy, can he? He knows it's a lie, or is this a show for some onlooker? No, it's why did you admit guilt? That's what he's speaking about. You're intelligent, damn you, Maddie, fuck's sake. Use your brain. Why did you go along with this charade? I thought you understood. I thought you were stronger. No, whatever this is, I don't think it's for show. He is truly angry at his parents or at me. I didn't have a lot of choices. I was alone. I was disarmed. I was arrested. His fingers tightened on my arms. You lied for them. I did what I had to do to protect my prince. I didn't have any good options. And now you've let them make you a pariah. For nothing! He gives my shoulders a final shake and then steps away, throwing up his hands. It's only then I notice the other person who has entered my cell. Not fucking observant, are you? What is she doing here? That's the gilding on the gingerbread. Meet my new valet. What? That's ridiculous! Believe me, it weren't my idea. She works for you? Of course not, but I'm saddled with her anyway. We shall smite her! Whether it to be a spy on my actions or to simply annoy me into an early grave, I have no idea. I shake my head. I see that Dolores is still holding like a basket which isn't there. That we're about to break into spontaneous Indian dance. I don't understand anything that's happening there. Can you please explain this to me? What happened after you returned to the castle? You first. Fine. I was in a room with that creature, indicating Dolores, and I tried to ask her why she'd done it. But she wouldn't tell me. Next thing I know, the guards come in and say I'm the criminal, and they haul me off. No explanation. And not a word out of her. Like you would have spoken up if you'd have slipped the noose. The answer is obvious. There's no point in my stating it. Sometimes later, Oscar came to me here and told me he'd made to strike a bargain with Croatian and Palomar. For my confession, I leave with my life and my prince reputation unsullied. You sell yourself too cheaply. Whoa, I don't like the way you're smiling as you accuse me of that. You better slip out some coin and sit on the bed. Not masochist. You're too macho. Yeah, that. Oscar is my responsibility. You would do anything in the world to protect your sister, wouldn't you? He doesn't answer. What did they do to you to make you take up with her after what she did? What did they tell you? Nothing. The same as ever. All I've ever been told is that this woman is owed a debt of some nature. As a matter of honor, her crime must be forgiven. Therefore, the blame must fall on someone else, and you gave yourself into their hands. All of this is happening because of Dolores. She has to be more than a simple peasant girl. So what is this debt? Why are they protecting you? I don't know anything. Come on, it's pretty obvious by now. But don't expect me to be sorry. So which of us is the greater fool, as my parents have surely made us all into clowns? You do that to yourselves. Be silent! Well, violent. I should have killed you when I had the chance. Quickly, let's smite her! So why didn't you? He looks away and it falls to me to answer her question. Because you weren't a threat, because Oscar and I stopped him. Because Oscar and I stopped you. Because Oscar and I told him not to. My prince has a very forgiving heart. Not that I anticipate you being grateful, considering the way you reward your benefactors. Unless we don't really know who you're working for. Everything about Dolores remains an open question, an unanswered mystery. Why did you bring her here? Say the word, I'll go. I don't trust her out of my sight. So the self-inflicted misery of her presence is better than wondering back what she's doing behind her back. But how can we discuss anything meaningful with her standing here listening? I'm not sure what you're doing here at all. I am supposed to be a prisoner. My esteemed parents do not wish to give the impression that I am in full rebellion. Without specific orders otherwise, the guards are unlikely to deny me access. Yes, but why are you here? What do we do now? What's your plan? All at once, he appears uncertain. I don't have one. Oh, great. Turning away from me, he slams his palm against a stone wall, then sighs and lets his head sag down. Over the strong line of his shoulders, I can see his head shaking, his hair blocking his eyes from mine. It's all falling apart. I have succeeded in every goal I set myself, and yet this success turns to dust in my mouth. You might want to spit, and I'll get rid of it. Is there nothing in the world that they can't destroy? I don't understand. My sister, I fought for her all these years, and she swore me that everything would change. You heard her. Nothing will stand between us again. I am an adult and I will defy your parents. And the moment we returned, she went back to them. The king and his wisdom, the central cogs in this machine that crushes everything in my life. Even you, they have tainted. No. I lay my hand against the muscle of his arms. He stiffens, his head rising back to attention. Bet that's not the only thing which is raising right now. Oh dear. Oh, I can't high-pitched laugh because I still have a slight cough. It's a shame. I wanted to there, but my voice didn't let me. I haven't been turned after everything you've told me. I know better than to trust Croatia and Panama. I agreed to do this as a stopgap to protect Oscar because I had no other option at the time. I had no choice because I couldn't reach you. I haven't given up. I want to know what's really happening here, but I'm powerless on my own. He turns and catches my hand on his thumb rubbing over the calluses of my palm. Okay, then. That's... Yeah, why is Madeline's face not looking fine? Her nose appears to be bent towards the right. If you believe yourself helpless, then they have corrupted you. I tighten my grip and tug him a little closer. As long as I'm alive, I'm never completely helpless. Oh, the faces are completely different to the bottom left and the top left. And dear God, Callum looks like a paedophile. But you could walk through this door at your command. I can't. I've been stuck here waiting for you and Cassidy to tell me what's happening. Why are you smiling at me like that? Why are you smiling at him like that? Don't throw wild accusations in the air when you're acting like that. I mean, dear God, it looks like you're about to rape a bear. You. His other hand comes to rest on my elbow just above my waist. I shouldn't have been angry with you. I've simply become accustomed to my family ruining anything that I might. Oh, by all the soggy clouds in the sky. If you're going to top her, get over with it already. Any more of this honey, I think I'm going to vomit. Let's smite her. Reminded of his audience, Callum nearly shoves me away in his haste to break contact. Dolores only smirks. Are you trying to make people want to swat you? I don't want to be here any more than you do. Right, so what are we doing about that? I don't believe I'm allowed to simply walk out of here with you. No. What's Cassidy's opinion on all this? Does she have any idea of what your parents' true plans are? Let me guess, you haven't seen her. I haven't spoken with her. And then he says I'm helpless. Are the guards under orders to bar you from reaching her again? I don't know, I haven't tried. You haven't tried? Got mud in your ears. Why should I? I fought my way to her before. Now she was supposed to fight for me. She promised that. You came in here to yell at me for giving in and letting things happen the way your parents wanted? Well, I was being threatened and forced to make the best choices I could under pressure. And you took what they gave you and you haven't tried to resist because you're sulking about Cassidy. There is no point in straining myself to reach someone who does not require my aid. How do you know she doesn't want your help? She's done nothing. She's been locked up her whole life. She's probably scared. How will she know what to do? She said that she would resist them. I am giving her the chance to prove her own strength. She won't. You're sulking. And beyond her, what about me? Are we going to leave me locked up in here when you know it's for nothing about a lie? Cassidy's in her tower. I'm in a dungeon. You're chained to a traitor. And there are assassins on the loose. Are you really going to let them win? Valois, you are stubborn, overreaching, obnoxious. And right? Yes. I will attempt to make contacts with my sister. I don't know how difficult it will be, or what we can arrange after that. If nothing else, I will send you a message. Can we go now, or are you usually going to stand here making eyes at each other all day? Callum closes his eyes and takes a sweet death. A sweet death? How the fuck did I even get that? A slow breath, his fingers flexing. Yes, we will be leaving now. He stares at the top of Dolores' head as if he wishes it would burst into flame. Together they walk to the cell door. Next time I see Dolores, she dies. I swear that now. She dies.